Good evening, Mr. Zaxon.
How you doing, Rob?
It is good to be here on Saturday night again. It was nice taking a little bit of time off, but it's good to be here back again. Hey, your little black kitty looks just like ours.
Oh, a little tuxedo?
Is that what her name is?
No, her name is Boots, a little tuxedo cat, though.
Yeah, that's what we have, a little tuxedo cat.
The problem is the kids like to play with her so much that she's not really a people cat.
See, that's why Denise got that rag doll, the white rag dolls, because they are very people and kid friendly. All right, let's start saying some hello to some good people today. Mr. Stu popped in and said he wanted to stop and hit the let button. I guess he's not going to be able to stay tonight. There's Mr. Bill. He should be with us any minute. Hello, Gregory Gibson. Happy's Bears. Jay Paul, who's answering the poll question tonight. I'm OCD and I check around me and keep my fines and equipment on me and in a bag. Yeah, I wish I was that organized, Jay Paul. Show me most that I did walked away to my next target and left my digger behind. Well, if you found it that fast, good for you, Show me. I've left my machine and gotten 20 miles away, realized it was still in the people's front yard. That happened to me one time, and that was it was longer than that. I had already made it home. And I was unloading the car, and I go, where the hell's the machine? And I left an $800 metal detector in the middle of somebody's yard in a bad neighborhood.
It was still there when you got back, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, I got lucky because I'd laid it down instead of, leaning it up against the shovel like you normally do. I'd laid it on the ground, and when I pulled up, I could see it, but you really wouldn't have noticed it unless you looked. But man, what a Menardo move that was. Good morning. Good evening, Miss Risha.
Yes, that was.
Good evening, Gopher Bill. And if you notice, Gopher Bill, you are blue because you have now moderator status.
Grandma Kelly, backbreaking.
Happy Bears, Silver Wishes. Tin Man, good evening. Yeah, there's Miss Grandma Kelly saying hi to everybody. Chasing Miss Charlie, I just gave you a blue wrench, ma'am. I'm sorry. I thought you had one last week, but I just gave you one now, so you should be turning blue. Bill Brasky, good evening. I'm ready for another fun live stream. Good, sir, because so am I. I'm fired up tonight. Okay, Miss Charlie says, Kelly, great live last night. ATC is such a great guy. I don't know who ATC is.
All things country.
Oh, very cool.
He is a Canadian guy. He's got a very fun sense of humor. This would certainly be his type of show. He's in the gold community a lot, probably some of the metal detectors.
Very cool. Very cool.
Hello, Neil.
Good evening, Mark Trailer. Good evening, Danny Boy. There's Mr. Bill. Not sure why he's not up here on the screen with us. Good evening, James Iron Antler. There's Relic Reaper Don. There's Mr. Martin Bishop. I hope Charlie is off restriction. Well, let me tell you this. I am very honored to say that Mr. Charlie used his one phone call that I accepted the collect call from the facility he's at. And I was very, very humbled that he chose his one phone call he's allowed a week to call me today to tell me that he's doing pretty good and he cannot wait to be back with you people.
See, that's kind of wrong right there, because in order for me to talk to him, I had to cash up him $20.
Hey, you know where you lie in the pecking order there.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll keep that in mind the next time he's looking for an alibi.
Scott, that happened to our department. One of our SWAT guys left his MP5 on his roof after he checked the back seat of his cruiser. You got to take the back seat of your cruiser out at the beginning of every shift to make sure nobody left any drugs or money or anything that when on the way to jail, that they stuffed down the crack of the seat. So he put his canvas case with his MP5 on the roof and drove off with it. And about 2 miles from the station, he took a turn and it went off the roof. And a guy that our department arrested like numerous times, he had numerous felonies. He found it. And of course, he zipped open the bag and it said property of Largo Police Department on it. So he said, you know what? I'm going to screw with these guys. I'm just going to keep it for a little while. And about 15 minutes later, the officer realized that he didn't have his gun and he had to alert the supervisor. They called in the entire Explorer division with about 20 kids, and they went over every square foot of the ground he drove till he realized he was missing it, and it was not found. And then like 3 days later, the guy called his attorney up and said, "This is what I have." And they said, you need to turn that in. So he came into the police department with his attorney to make sure that there was no charges, and turned it back into the police department. But he just wanted to embarrass the crap out of him.
I'm sure I've told you this story before. I had heard this one story. This guy got pulled over and arrested. I got it off YouTube or whatever, but this guy got pulled over and arrested, and he didn't want to talk to the cops or whatever. So he pretended that he was deaf for 3 days, all the way through. He said they had sign interpreters coming in and everything. And after 3 days, because he got arrested on Friday or something, he was finally able to talk to his attorney on Monday, and he just never said anything. He never responded. He didn't tell him he was deaf. He just didn't say anything. And so that Monday, when he talks to his attorney, he tells his attorney about it, and the guy starts laughing his ass off. And he says, "Did I commit a crime?" He says, "No. There's no rule that you have to speak." He says, "It's funny as hell, and they're not going to appreciate it very much." But
yeah, there's no rule you have to speak, but until they can positively identify you, they won't let you out of jail. If it's a charge that you have like a $50 bond or whatever, it's a small charge. So if you choose not to speak and not to give your name, they will have to run your fingerprints and verify you are who you are through your fingerprints. But nobody gets out of jail until, well, nobody's supposed to get out of jail until they positively identify them. But yeah, you can do that. There's nothing that says you have to incriminate yourself and talk to the police.
Well, no, even in jail, they're asking him anything, and he just didn't say anything. He let him bring in sign language interpreters and everything, and he just didn't respond. And he said his attorney got an absolute kick out of it. All right, I just put the link in chat for you, Bill.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. My fault, Bill. I don't know why I thought it comes up automatically on Bill's. Isn't he a managing? My fault, Bill.
No, a managing moderator on YouTube is not an administrator on StreamYard.
Hey, Bill. Sorry about that. I'm having all kind of Menardo moments today.
Yes, you are, Rob. That's okay.
I'm like, because I'm sitting here and I go, "Where's Bill? Where's Bill?"
Yeah, kind of hard to get up there without a link.
Oh, I thought it pulls up on yours like it does on Zach's and Charlie's.
No,
we're administrators on your
That's
channel,
right.
Yeah.
on your StreamYard.
Hi,
Good
Lewis.
evening. Good evening, Mark Henninger. Good
Hi,
evening,
Mystic.
Miss Amanda.
Oh,
I'm sorry. There's Mr. Minix.
How you doing, Rob? How you doing, Zaxxon?
I'm
doing well, sir. We stayed in today most of the time today, except for me running to the post office today. And I did get 6 prizes out for you folks over the last 3 weeks that I've owed prizes. 6 went out today, and I believe I have another 5 to go out. I'll get done tomorrow, and those will go out Monday. So
Why don't you ship them from your house, Rob?
Because they're just regular envelopes.
So
They're
it
just-
doesn't matter. They'll pick them up.
Yeah, they could do that, but I like taking them right to the post office, Bill, and I give them right to the guy, and I watch him stamp them.
All right, you just answered my second question, because I was going to say the post office lady must look pretty good, but if there's a guy there, oh, wait a minute, 3 men in a tub. All right, I understand.
You stepped right into that one, Rob.
Yeah. Good
Right.
evening, She-Devil. Hi, She-Devil. Mr. Minix, hello.
Oh, that's
The
horrible.
Blood Files, good evening. Angie and Rick, good evening.
Reed, how you doing?
Is Mr. Reed here?
Mr. Reed's here. Hi,
Good
Javier.
evening, Mr. Reed.
Hi, Loretta.
See, Bill, the reason I didn't see that is because I hadn't scrolled down yet to 9:47 to see I need the link comment yet. I was still getting to it. Good evening, Backbreaking. Where's Javier? Good evening, Javier. Good evening, Shannon Dalton. Good evening, Miss Mandy's Candy. And there's Javier. Good evening, Javier. Bruh. And there's James Eller, digging up the dirt with 2 James. I'm not going to be able to stay the whole stream. Hey, we appreciate whatever time you're here. Good evening, Lewis. Martin
Chop
Bishop.
shop and whatnot. Hello.
Chop Shop, good evening. Yeah, luckily, Zach, he's on the phone.
Yeah.
Bill, luckily right now, it looks like it's going to hit an area called Cedar Key, which is in the Big Bend, which is the big curve from the going up from our place in Tampa Bay, and then you go around the big curve, and then you get out to where Charlie's at in the Panhandle. So Charlie's up here, I'm down here, and it's supposed to hit right in the middle. So hopefully it's going to miss Charlie and I. And for everybody here, that was just a joke. Charlie's not in some facility, folks, where he only gets one phone call a week. He's still working on that huge project, but he did call me early this evening. And it was funny because I was getting ready to call him when he called me because I wanted to. Charlie doesn't watch the news. He's like Denise. He doesn't like watching the news. So the last hurricane that was heading his way, guys, he didn't know it was coming. So I wanted to call Charlie and I say, Charlie, you do know there's a hurricane coming your way, right? And he's like, no, it's supposed to hit you guys. I said, no, it's changed the track to go further west, buddy. Good evening, Marty V. Good evening, Neil. Eric the Explorer, chat is crazy fast here, sir. Welcome to the stream this evening. Oh, there you go, Danny boy. Good deal. Yep, I've left my machine. I've left, back when I used to just use the $10 Home Depot shovel, I left 2 of those in parks, and by the time I went back, they were long gone. After you lose 2 and you break one, you realize you've already spent $30 in shovels. You might as well go ahead and go out and get the good $70 shovel.
Let's see. I've lost 2 pinpointers. Found one, never found the other one.
Yeah, I lost one too. And as soon as after I lost it, I went and got the little stretchy lanyard for it, Bill.
Yep.
But before I did that, I lost one on Vero Beach. And I was walking up the ramp to go back to the hotel, and I realized it. And as I was walking down the ramp to hustle back to the beach, some kid comes walking up playing with it going, Dad, what is this? And I go, excuse me, but that's mine.
You know, Rob, I notice that older people are pretty inventive because they figure out how to do things in life more effectively. Have either one of you guys ever thought of strapping your pinpointer to your shoe?
To my shoe? No.
I mean, you go over it with the metal detector, find it, and then you can pinpoint with your shoe to get it out, and then just shovel it out on the beach.
Now, I did. Last year or 2 years ago, I found a bungee strap, one of the stretch cords that went to the kill switch of a jet ski, and I found that over by where the jet ski rentals were. So I have adapted it to my metal detector. So when I was in the water yesterday at Clearwater Beach, and I'm up to my neck in the water, when you're operating the scoop and you take this hand out of your machine, so you could do the scoop with 2 hands. I usually try and rest the machine on the side of my hip. But if it's got a current or if it's pretty wavy out there, and that machine slips off, it'll go all the way to the bottom. Okay, so I did this string where I attach it to my machine now, and it's got the Velcro that I put on my wrist. So even if I take my arm out of the machine, I've got the machine attached to me at all times now. And I tried that yesterday in the water, deep water, for the first time, and it worked really well. I didn't lose my machine at all. I did lose something else out there in 5 feet of water that I never found, but I lost my sunglasses yesterday. They weren't actually my sunglasses. They were Gene's sunglasses from the Virgin Islands. Gene left them in my car when he was here in Tampa. So I called him and I said, Gene, are these red frame sunglasses yours? Yeah, I forgot them. He said, but don't send them down to me, Rob. They're just a cheapo pair. Just keep them yourself. So I'm like, man, these are nice. I had them a total of a half a day, okay? A half a day. And they're now sitting down in 5 feet of water in the Gulf of Mexico. We had a storm come up while I was detecting in the water that blew so hard, it blew my earphones and my hat right off my head. This gust of wind came by and literally blew the earphones off. And I had the sunglasses up under my hat like this. And, they're so light, I didn't feel them. So when the wind came, it just blew everything off. And, I'm recovering my hat and my and by then the clouds had rolled in. So the sun was gone. So I wasn't even missing. And then as I was getting out of the water, I was like, where the hell's my sunglasses? And I'm like, oh, man, they went out. And I was already a quarter mile from we're not going back and looking for sunglasses.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah, I cheaped out on my sunglasses choices just because I use them while I'm driving. Screw it. I went with the Milwaukee tinted safety glasses. For as bad as I am on everything, I figured I would destroy glasses really, really fast. And it turns out I'm wrong because I haven't even scratched these ones yet.
I have one nice pair of Ray-Bans, a very expensive pair of Ray-Bans that Denise's brother is a home builder in the Cincinnati area, and he's one of the biggest home builders in Cincinnati. And so when that what was that home show on that one guy was on where the home remake show? When they came to Cincinnati, they went to like City Hall and wanted to know if anybody had any recommendations for a builder that they want to use in the city, and everybody recommended Denise's brother. So the show called him that home makeover show. So he appeared on that show twice. He did 2 different houses for them, and they gave him this huge box of swag bag of all this kind of stuff. And one of the things they gave him was like 8 pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses in the nice case. So he sent 4 of them down for me, Denise, and her parents. So those stay in that nice little drawstring bag in my glove box, and I only use them if I'm on a trip or something, going somewhere nice, that I can put on my nice sunglasses. But for metal detecting, it's cheapos all the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Rob, Odd Driver asked a question. It says he heard that you lost your virginity in the water.
I did not lose my virginity in the water. I lost my virginity at the local drive-in in my hot rod, just like every teenage male should lose it. Okay. Not that I haven't had some fun in the water with some young ladies, but that's a story for another night. No, Olin, we were only kidding, sir. Doug McClure, good evening. Now, Charlie's still hip deep in that project he's working on, but he seemed to be in a. Yep, there you go. That's the way to do it, Martin. He seemed to be in a much better mood tonight, guys. But he is still putting every minute of his time into this project that he's physical project that he's got to do. He says he is making progress. He says you can see a lot of difference from where he started to where he's at now. So he seemed to be in a little better mood because he can see the light at the end of the tunnel. He misses everybody. He says to say hi. He says he might be able to pop in tonight real quick to say hi. He'll see. So we'll check, guys.
Did you talk to a different Charlie than me?
No, he was in a good mood last week. He didn't sound good. He was still kind of overwhelmed by this project, but he called me about 7:00 tonight, and he sounded.
Yeah, but I had to pay him $20, and he's like, "I feel so much better without you guys. And I hate doing that show. And Rob and his jokes, he's not funny."
Hi, Tim and Kathy.
Hi, Team Lynch. How we doing?
That's Tim.
There's Mr. Pat Paul.
That's Tim. Kathy doesn't come to the Saturday show.
There's Yodi. Good evening, Yodi. I've even got one of the Monday Dig Ducks races ready for tomorrow.
Nice.
All right, Scott, let me see exactly what a Danyard.
Johnny Smallpepper, hello.
No, Jim Steele, Charlie's a busy guy. He's not going to run
out. Don's leaving his comment here to Miss Charlie. I always try and push other channels. I want to thank Mr. Shane, Ohio River History. He had a great stream Thursday night. One of the 2 channels he was pushing to grow Thursday night was Miss Charlie's, Chasing Miss Charlie, and we got her over 100 subs. So if you guys are not subscribed to Miss Charlie, please go over there. She's just starting to get some content. I went over and subscribed. I was subscriber 89, but we got her way over 100 that night. And then I offered a silver dime and a 3-minute sub sticker.
People still subscribed?
People still subscribed, even with a tub sticker.
Yeah, she's starting to do live streams now, Miss Charlie. And,
well, good for her because
I wasn't in it. I watched her last one. Really good, but not for kids.
No, and I actually put it there tonight. It's not for the kiddos tonight, and not that I expect to get anything crazy tonight, but it is 10:00 at night. Good evening, Miss Georgianne. Good evening, Mr. Mystic. Good evening, Mr. Minix.
It's all in everybody wants to run their show. I was over on this Shaz 73. She's a British lady. She goes for walks in the morning. Real nice lady, real fun to be around.
I know that channel. Yep.
And somebody was over there chastising us for our chat content that we were having over there. It needs to be kid friendly and blah blah blah. And then with somebody none of us knew. You were talking about regulars. We're there every day, or whenever she's there. It needs to be kid friendly and all that. We had to point out to her. Not all of us come on here to hang out with kids. We want to be around adults because a lot of people are they have kids to deal with of their own.
And this is their adult time. That's right. That's right.
This is the adult time. And to be honest, I don't want to hang out on streams with kids. If they got kids streaming, I just leave. If they got kids I just leave. I don't want to be there. I don't want to.
I hear you, Zach. Good evening, Jim Steele. When me and Charlie first started, actually it was before Charlie and I. When Pat and I first started, there was this young kid that came on, and he used to ask to come up, and at the beginning, and somebody told me he was one of the people in the chat's son, and he didn't get a lot of attention at home. So I felt okay. Well, we'll give this kid some attention. But then he would leave and just leave like the camera pointed to a ceiling. And he'd be like disappear for like 15, 20, 30 minutes. And then he would come back and he would just start talking the minute he got back about a topic that none of us were on about. Like, hey, do you guys collect knives? And he started going on about knives. And eventually it got to the point where it just got so kid and unadult like that I finally said, hey, listen, when he's in the green one, I said, listen, we're just going to do an adult chat. And I'd prefer if he didn't come up today. And I didn't want to upset him, but I guess I did because he never came back. But I tried.
It was no great loss. I remember.
Yep.
She changed her times a little bit too, so I don't get to catch her shows as much as I want either. But yeah, I don't. Kid channels are fine for people who want to run kid channels. They're just not for everybody. But not every channel has to be kid friendly.
No, it does not. Evening Chop Shop. So, I mean, to be honest with you, thanks, Mystic. To be honest with you, Saturday night at 10 o'clock is not. This is not preteen time. This is not time for 10 and 12-year-olds. Great seeing Mr. Reed here tonight. Mr. Reed's been a subscriber of mine since he was probably one of the first couple hundred, and maybe even the first 100. So much appreciation, Reed. And so is when Dog is My Co-Pirate comes on, Nathan. Nathan was probably one of my first 30 or 50. So,
just because we're not kid friendly doesn't mean we don't have class. We got a lot of it. It's all low, but we got it.
That's right. It's down here, but we got some.
I don't have a problem with your kid. Just keep the leash a little tighter.
Yeah, Martin, I get a lot of comments about me smiling in the tub.
I got one for you guys though. I ran across Doctor Who in a method and had a short, brief conversation with him. He is still doing good. He still exists. And
good, because we were wondering what happened to him.
I expressed that we missed his unique sense of humor. He would be absolutely hilarious around here. But I did see Doctor Who. He is still alive and kicking. That's just a little update.
Yeah, I saw him in a couple chats. Yeah, he's there.
Oh, keep digging. You know what? That would be hilarious. We should put a care package together with a file to send to Charlie because he would get a big kick out of that, guys. Yeah, we should do that. Thank you, keep digging. That's a great idea. I'll be part of that if we can also send a care package to Dow where we send her a taser and some instant coffee. Look, honey, I got a file and some candy. I got some taser and instant coffee. Let's see who wins. Scott McClory, I'm not near any of the fires. I'm out in the desert, so I don't get the fires nearly as bad. Rarely do I get smoke from the fires. But they got to be huge and wind blowing in the right direction. Very nice, Don. There you go, Gary Kelly. She was going to put kayak straps on hers.
Yeah, I missed.
What?
She threw some comment up about keeping her channels kid friendly, which is fine, because of advertising options and her kid friendly language choice. But to each his
I
own.
hope
When
you make a metal detector, Kelly.
Stuck on you magnet fishing. Hello.
It's great seeing Team Liz here tonight.
Always good seeing Team Lynch.
Did you Johnny Small Pepper? I've been seeing Johnny Small Pepper all over the place. Great seeing tonight, Johnny. Isn't Charlie one out of windows to break? No, I think he's at a place right now that the windows have those have that wire mesh on the inside of them, so he can't break those. Good evening, AU Greg.
Did you arrange a guest for tomorrow morning, Rob?
No, I have not. I can call the one person or talk to the one person that we've been trying to get on, but see if that person's available. I want to thank Team Lynch, guys. They blew me away with those two, with the $50 and the silver dollar last. I contacted him. I said, you guys didn't have to do that. And he goes, no.
Thank you, Johnny.
They won the one from their club. So they said, hey, we don't mind sharing the love. And I just thought that was phenomenal. They are such great people.
You just got a super chat from Johnny Small Pepper.
Johnny, thank you very, very much, sir. Appreciate it. Being us Odyssey, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Johnny. Much appreciated, sir.
Well, Rob, you're always giving stuff away in my stream, so I want to throw something in for yours tonight.
What do you got, Bill?
A very beautiful 1 ounce Eagle copper round.
Nice.
Look at that, baby.
With the
there you go. The focus came in right there at the end, Bill. Beautiful.
In the back. And come on.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice, Bill. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, Bill, I put my I was ready to say strapped on, but I realized that wouldn't sound good. So I put my.
Oh no, I would have.
Doesn't matter. You said it now, so
attached myself to that particular statement.
It's too late.
Hold on, let me go back and clip that. We'll make it short.
You and Kelly with her straps. This ought to be a great show.
I put my chest mount on. I strapped that baby on, Bill. So
that's a strange place to put it, but I guess whatever works.
So it's all about the angle of the dangle.
That's it. Hi,
Alicia.
And I hooked up your new camera, Bill, and I took it out on the beach, and I got some great clips on it until I was at the water, and I found a small piece of jewelry in the wet sand, and I filmed it, and I thought I hit the off button, but what happened was when I looked down, when you're recording, it'll only stay lit. The screen will only show for like 20, 30 seconds, and then it goes black. It's still recording, but it's trying to save some battery. Well, when I looked down, it was black, so I thought the camera turned off. Well, it didn't. So I've got a 38-minute clip of me walking the beach with my shoes because the camera is pointing straight down. So I get out to the water and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get to use my new chest mounted camera. It's right here at water length. People are gonna get to see underwater shots of my machine. My views are gonna go up. I was all excited. I turned the camera on and says, it is too low in battery power to record. You can only take still pics. And I was like, God dang it.
Well, next time, Rob, next time.
And no problem, Miss Charlie. We love having new folks come to this community and have the community growing. Tin Man says, if you've ever sit in Queen Nessie's, it gets pretty wild in chat. I've heard of that channel, but I don't think I've ever been one of her streams. I've seen them.
It's not for you, Rob.
Ah, okay.
I mean, they can be fun, and she's British, so British have a different temperament on language, but it's not for you, Rob.
Okay.
It's like Rob Random. I like it too. Hi, Orlando.
Oh, and when the only time I went out to the house today was to go to the post office to deliver. Now the post office here closes at noon, but the one in the next town down, about 10 minutes away, they close at 1. So I get there like at 10 to 1, and I walk my letters in to give to the people. And as I pull up, the first spot in front of the door was a brand new Cybertruck. So I was out filming it to do a short, and this guy comes walking out of the post office, and he just looked like a truck guy. So I said, "Do you belong to this Cybertruck?" And he said, "I most certainly do, sir. What can I tell you?" I said, "It's the first time I get to see one up close." He goes, "Well, let me open it up. You want to sit down?" The guy was super nice. He hit the button, opened up the tonneau cover, because by then there was a couple people around us, because I was telling one lady, and she goes, "What is that?" And I go, "That's a Cybertruck." And she goes, "That's not a truck. It's like an SUV." I said, "No, ma'am. This back tonneau cover, you hit a button and it slides up, and there's a big truck bed." And I said, "Matter of fact, it's bigger than like an F-150. You can put a whole sheet of plywood here without, angling it, because it's wide enough." And he come out and he says, "Yep, that's right." And he opened up the back for us. He opened up the back door. And he says, I said, "Well, my buddy Charlie got to sit in one, go for a ride." And I said, "He told us it's fast. He thinks they're still ugly, but he says fast." He goes, "Oh yeah, this thing's super fast. It's the tri-motor." And the guy is involved with something with stem cells, some kind of stem cell research. So I said, "Well, how long did you wait?" He goes, "Oh, I got on the list for this the week that they announced it, over 3 years ago. I've been on the list for years." And he says, "We just got it 3 weeks ago, me and my wife. And we love it. She wants a second one already." And they're going to get it wrapped. But he opened it up and he showed me the whole inside. Real premium materials inside. Got to thank Mr. Randy for that. And yeah, the guy was super nice. But man, those things look like tanks standing up close to him. Couldn't find the exhaust though, Zaxxon.
Probably fell off.
There you go. There you go, folks. Don puts up Miss Charlie's channel.
I will tell you this. Me and my son were out running a call a month or so ago. It was actually during that heat wave, and we saw a Hyundai rear-ended Cybertruck. The Cybertruck held up pretty well.
Oh yeah, they've shown several. The very first accident the Cybertruck ever got into was like a Corolla or Corona or something. Went over the center line and caught it, like kind of T-boned it from the side, and they showed some like serious dents in the side of the Cybertruck. But that Toyota was absolutely totaled. You could still drive the Cybertruck away, but they just towed that Toyota away. And another one, a family got into a major accident, and him and his wife and child were in the car, and they sent it into one of the Tesla channels, one of the channels that does. And he says, I want to know, the Cybertruck's probably got, what side's the gas cap on? It's opposite side of the electric port, Mark. But he says we all walked away without a scratch, and he says all the people in the other car were injured. The car was totaled. Hey, stuck on you magnet fishing.
The gas cap on the Cybertruck is actually located in the bed on top of the Honda generator that you use to power it when you run out of juice.
Guys are so bad. Let me get stuck on you a wrench here.
I didn't see that, Scott.
Stuck on you. You now got a wrench, sir.
No, I mean, in all honesty, for as often as you see, or everything people want to say about the electric cars, the Cybertrucks, anything like that, I do a lot of repair, and I do a lot of freeway repair. I never see those on the sides of the road. Rarely see one on a tow truck. Usually for nominal issues, but I never see any electric cars on the side of the road. And I'm Southern California. There are Teslas everywhere.
Oh yeah, California is the #1 state for Teslas.
At one point in time, one of the neighbors moved to a better town, but at one point in time, there were 2 Teslas on my street, just on my block, my little 12-house block. There were 2 Teslas.
Nice. I knew we had one in the area, but I actually met the guy today.
Oh, Johnny, you want to?
Zach just answered that, so I'm trying to get caught up with the chat, guys.
Oh, you got about 10 more minutes. Johnny Small, read about the lithium fire that shut down the I-15 last weekend. That thing is still on the side of the road, Rob.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh. It stopped burning sometime Monday or Tuesday. And basically it was like an overseas container packed with lithium batteries. Truck rolled over, batteries caught fire. They put it out 3 or 4 different times, but it wouldn't stay out.
No, that's why they don't allow those on airplanes, because What was the name of that airline that went down in the Florida Everglades? They changed their name after the crash, but a lithium battery from a laptop.
Was that Rob Air?
It was one of the value airlines like People's Air or something, and they wound up changing the name. But that was somebody's laptop they had checked in and put in the cargo hold, and that's why they couldn't get to the fire because it started down in the cargo hold. Like there's been a few lithium batteries and laptops that have caught fire in the cabin, and they're able to like just move it out of the way so it doesn't do anything, and then land the plane and get the thing off the plane. But that thing was down in the hold, and it just fostered until it caught other things on fire, and it wound up bringing the whole plane down.
I watched one of the deadliest air disasters, or Mayday Air, or whatever the heck the name is. It was some budget airline that was so budget they could remove and add seats as they wanted, and they used the other half of the plane as cargo to transport cargo, just to pay the bills or whatever. And they were flying out over the middle of the ocean, and lithium batteries in their cargo caught fire, and these pilots flew the plane for several hours burning. And they used up every fire apparatus they had. They were out over the wide open ocean. Nobody's going to rescue them ever. They can't be saved, so water landing wasn't an option for them or whatever. They flew that plane for like 2 hours burning while everybody slowly died until it got to the pilots, their air supplies and the whatnot. But they just flew that plane for several hours on fire.
Wow, it was. I looked it up. It was Value Jet. McDonnell Douglas DC-9. A fire in the cargo compartment, probably caused by a mislabeled and improperly stored hazardous cargo material. Yep. But there's Miss Alicia Hot Mess Fishing. Good evening, ma'am. Welcome to be here. Snap on, Greg says for.
Well, yeah, that lithium battery fire that shut down the 15. It was basically an overseas container built with lithium batteries in it. I don't know what the heck it does, but all they could do to keep that fire underway is they got a bulldozer or something and pushed it about 75 feet off of the side of the freeway to let it finish burning itself out. The thing is still sitting there with hazmat team stationed on it.
I was going to say, did they leave somebody stationed with it?
Yeah,
because they just had a fire. They just had a fire in. I can't remember if it was Germany, but somewhere overseas where a Mercedes SUV, one of the batteries overheated and caught fire, and it was inside of a parking garage, and it burned 70. It burned 70 cars.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just lithium by the nature of it. It has its fuel and oxygen built into itself. So dump it in water. I would imagine smothering it's the only way to put it out. I'm surprised they haven't figured out a giant balloon to put over them yet or something.
Well, that's why they're working on developing more batteries with more inert items. Guys, we have 68 in the room watching. Thank you very much. With only 52 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, folks.
Oh, is Marty B in here?
We get to 75. He was here, but he said he's out at an open air concert or something in his neighborhood tonight.
Nice.
See, Miss Charlie doesn't like the Cybertruck either. He was a cool guy, Bill Brasky. He was. Good evening, Orlando. 717's here. Good evening.
I guess I should probably go like the stream.
Yeah, Lisa, the e-bikes catching on fire.
Thank you, Grandma Kelly.
They have chargers that don't have automatic shut off. They just overheat. So I made sure when I got mine, one was automatic shut off.
Oh, you got a little e-bike, Bill?
Oh yeah,
that's what you get around on. Very cool, Bill. Moon's here. Good evening, Moon, Miami. Yeah, Scott. And what's amazing about that is it gets such bad press. And we'll change subject, guys. I know you're not all here to listen about Rob rave about his Teslas, but when they say 2 million Teslas are getting recalled, guys, a software engineer at Tesla rewrites some code, and then they send that code to the Tesla over the internet, and it's repaired. It's not like 2 million Teslas got to go into the Tesla shop like when something goes out on a regular car, they do an over-the-air software update, and that's how they fix that. All right, Mosquito. You've been in this house for a week now, Mosquito. You freaking died just now, okay?
Rob's the great hunter now.
I'm telling you, Rob, the great white hunter here. I've been trying to get that mosquito all week. He just buzzes in front of my computer screen.
What people have to realize is when the manufacturer issues a recall, when the actual manufacturer of the vehicle, that's a good thing. That means they're acknowledging an error. It's the ones that don't issue recalls that are a bad thing.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Johnny Smallpepper says Tesla's being sued.
Oh, Tesla's always being sued. Tesla gets sued as much as Walt Disney does. And when I worked at Walt Disney, every day we were getting sued. We had a lady, we had a couple that was professional thieves. They were hitting us in Universal Studios, and they would bring their kids in strollers, and then they would hide all the stolen stuff in the strollers and make a big deal about, you can't touch my child, you can't touch this. Well, I finally had a boss that just stood up to him, and they wound up searching them, and they had hundreds, if not thousands of dollars between the two strollers. And we took all the stuff back. We trespassed them out to their van. We drove them out to the van in the security vehicle. And then when we got out to the van, they had all the windows in their van blacked out, and they wouldn't let us look in the van. And they probably had thousands of dollars more. And they were professional. And I'm not here to slam flea markets, because I had a flea market store for 14 years, but they were professional. They would resell online or flea markets with all the stolen stuff they were doing from us in Universal. Universal had been trying to catch them for years. Well, anyway, we wind up trespassing them. They revoked their annual tickets, and then they drove away. And then a couple weeks later, my boss came to me and said, we're being sued, and you're on the suit because they said you damaged their strollers when you took their strollers back out of your security vehicle. And so, yeah, I can't tell you how many suits we were involved in at Disney. But the problem is Disney they have so many to deal with. They just want to get rid of them. So they'll give them a stupid settlement and move on to the next one.
It's cheap. It's cheaper than going to court.
Yep. There you go. Neil says, we love being here because Zaxxon is a riot. Yes, Zaxxon is a riot. But looks aren't everything.
I'm a perfectly normal guy. It just depends on where you're comparing me to.
Good evening, Northern Found. Welcome. Good evening, Deb Melvin. Welcome.
Look, folks, if you guys are worried about being tracked, listened to, or anything else, don't be worried about that. Accept it and acknowledge that no matter what other people think, no one will ever be bored enough to care about our conversations.
Yeah.
Your phone's listening to you. Your TV's listening to you.
Got Echo from Amazon. It listens to you.
There was one joke about it. They were talking about years ago. They were worried about the government and computers listening to them, and they compared it to 20 days. Hey, government, are you listening to me? Yes, we are. Talking about Alexa or whatever.
Oh, Bill Brasky's. Okay, Bill. Keep digging his value jet. That doesn't even sound like a safe airline. No, they wound up changing their name after that accident. Came out with another lane, but we've got two value ones that fly here: Spirit Airlines and one of the other ones. And Gene flew in on those from the Virgin Islands. Gene says, "Hey, every time we take Spirit or one of these value ones from the islands, little things, puddle jumpers, we're just happy to get to Florida." Phil Leo, good evening.
You guys think those are bad? You guys should talk to some of the AMPs that take care of the cargo jets, like FedEx, UPS, all those. They don't have the regulations that passenger liners do. I talk to some of the AMPs and the pilots. We're just happy every time one of those gets off of the ground and comes back down because they're not right.
Oh, Scott McClory's got two e-bikes. Very cool, Scott.
Scott McClory.
Well, I would love to get one down here, Bill, but the problem is down here in Florida, everything is so far away and nothing is made to be bike friendly down here. We were an area that basically we would just, that's it. There you go, Scott. Thank you. They would just, you're just setting yourself up to get run over down here.
Tin Man says, remember, your FBI agent knows as much as you do. Well, that isn't a whole lot. So, after working for the federal government and hearing all conspiracy theories, it's like, No, they're too stupid and too much involved in their own red tape to get anything right. So,
you know what my brother's philosophy is on Google listening to you, and everybody taking account into it, everybody being worried about it or whatever. He says, embrace it. He says, I embrace it. I sold Google my soul. It just makes the world easier, because when I want to look for something, if we could sit around, we tried it one day. We were sitting around at our kitchen table. My phone, my brother's phone, and his wife's phone were sitting on the table. So we started talking about vacations to Hawaii or something like that. And we did that for about a minute, and then we all opened our phones to see what our recommended ads were on Google Feed or your email or whatever. They all had Hawaii vacations on the feed.
Oh, absolutely. I bought something. Oh, when I bought this little microphone on Amazon last week, the following week, for nothing but like 7 or 10 days straight, every ad I saw had to do with different microphones. Guys, these AI systems know exactly what you're doing on the internet. And unless you get one of those VPNs, those virtual networks that that supposedly route your computer through all the different. And there's a lot of different companies advertise. A lot of YouTube channels advertise those VPNs. Yeah, Zach, like you said, I stopped worrying about that a long time ago.
I don't care.
Well, the one that always got me is, remember a few years back when people were really complaining about having cable TV and you'd be watching a movie, then the ad would come on and the sound would blare.
Oh, yeah, and they finally supposedly came out with the law that the commercials can't be louder than the TV.
I was clicking through C-SPAN or CNN, whatever it was, and I watched the episode of them debating that in Congress. I'm thinking, what a great use of tax dollars, spending 3 hours debating on it.
It's funny, Bill, you mentioned that. I took a picture of, I went online, and there was a congressional hearing on some subject that was a very serious subject. And they showed a picture of the hearing room, and you have like the semicircle where all the senators and congressmen sit, and then you have your desk where the person being interviewed or grilled is, and then behind all the senators is that whole row of chairs where like all their aides were. Bill, there was like a semicircle of 25 chairs for senators on this committee. 3 were there, and then all the rest of them had their aides in the back, and I'm like, no wonder these people can't even show up for a freaking committee hearing on a committee they're on.
Yeah, Wendy.
Yeah. Well, the room was full on the one about the volume on TV over ads. It's like, really? You got nothing better than to bring this before Congress and make a bill about it?
Yeah, somebody here was saying, Danny Boy says, if you have a Tesla, you're being tracked. Yeah, every mile of Tesla goes back to the mainframe. That's how they're being able to do their FSD, is because every inch that car travels goes into the mainframe, and it's building like if you take a what's that company in California, Zach, that San Francisco that drives you around without a person in it, but they're the geocache fence one. Anyway, but they can only operate in that one city because they've only got that one city mapped. So Tesla's doing that all over the world because every car that drives collects that data. But just like somebody else said here, it's no different with the Bluetooth or the Ford Blue or the OnStar from GM. No. If you call OnStar or you get in an accident, OnStar says, "Do you need an ambulance?" OnStar knows where to send that ambulance to because they're tracking your ass. Guys, I have, and we're not going to get into conspiracy theories tonight, even though that's always a fun subject. I have a family member. I have a cousin who refused to get the COVID shot because they had read so much on the internet and these conspiracy theory websites that they were absolutely positive that they were injecting you with a tracker, that the United States government was injecting you with a tracker. And then Denise said to them, they don't need to do that because they already have a tracker on you. And they're like, what do you mean the government has a tracker on me already?
Your cell phone, yeah.
Right there, folks. Everywhere you go with this cell phone, somebody knows where you're at. Okay? It's that simple, folks. Yes, is there a setting on here that you can take that off? Yes, they can. But
what they want to do with the deal in the car is now, like OnStar, they could turn off a car and stop it dead on its tracks, but it takes a court order for the police to say they're in hot pursuit. By 2026, it's supposed to be a law. If they're in hot pursuit and they call it in, they don't need a court order to shut the car off they're chasing. That's what they want to be able to do.
I mean, how many lives would that save? How many times do you hear of a car chase ending where an innocent person? I mean, I don't give a shit if the person's a 5-time felon and they're running and they get killed. I hate to say that, but it's one less person we have to chase time. But how many times did an innocent person or a family or some kids or the police officer gets hurt or injured? If they had a way of being able to electronically stop that car to where it just rolled to a stop, yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, my 10 years law enforcement career was getting the car chases the coolest part of my job. Oh, absolutely. Do you get to do that often? No, because your supervisors shut it down. But I did get into a couple good car chases. And they were exciting. And luckily, nothing bad ever happened to any of them.
It can happen. I knew a cop back home. He was chasing a suspect. And, of course, the worst thing, he was on a motorcycle chasing a car down a backcountry road. Well, the guy took a very sharp left, and the cop on the motorcycle didn't make the turn.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure
he's on disability.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure now, Bill, that motorcycle cops in our state aren't allowed to initiate chases anymore.
Yeah, in California, they tell them if it's over 65 miles an hour, don't.
Well, I just saw a car chase on YouTube in California where a new vet lost him at 170 miles an hour. Dude, I don't want to be in a car crash at 170 miles an hour. The fastest I've ever gone in a car is 140 as a teenager. The fastest I ever went in a police car was about 105 because at the time back in the 80s, that's as fast as my car would go. And I went like 18 miles at 105. And when I got to where I was going, because it was on a call with a man with a gun, and yes, I was the closest car 18 miles away back when I worked for a rural department. But my poor car was smoking when I got there.
I only did one car chase because I used to do repos, and I was chasing this guy in my old Bonneville. And I was probably doing about 90, 95, and I hit a bump and blew up my rear shocks. Well, then I had to slow down because the car was doing okay.
See, Wendy says the same thing. When my son and I were talking about my daughter needing a new car, we got weeks of dealerships ads. Absolutely, Wendy. Yeah. Yeah, AI can monitor your text and voice too. Absolutely, guys. This is a new AI's. This is a whole new world, guys. When you set up a stream now, there is a new section now for AI that you have to push, whether any part of your stream, or your like my Monday Digs video. When you set that up as a premiere, you have to put on there now, is any of this video or live stream changed or influenced by AI, and you have to click no to that now. And now I've never clicked yes, so I don't know what kind of stuff they have for that now, but
let's try it on Bill's stream.
Yeah, Bill, let's make you the guinea pig. Oh, and past and present, sitting around a campfire eating s'mores. I was just thinking about s'mores earlier today. I'm like, if we lose power here today and we get the generator going, maybe we can get a little campfire going in the backyard and get some s'mores going. There you go, Jay. That's no different in the old days of putting your butt on the copy machine. Yep, Wendy said the same thing.
Back in just a second.
Yep, Patty said the same thing. Good evening, Miss Patty. I watched 2 YouTube videos last night about trail cameras. Now the ad on my Facebook are different trail cameras. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys.
What, now you want to go out? Come on. Go if you want to go.
Neil says they're only going to track me to work in the grocery store. Yeah, I had a family member once say, "Hey, why don't you put that tracker system that I have for my boyfriend, put it on the phone for you, so you can know where Denise is at every minute." I said, one, I don't need to know where Denise is at every minute because I trust her, and two, I know exactly where Denise is going to be without me having a tracker on her, because I know where she works on this day. I know she's a hard worker, and I know she's going to be where she's. And the same thing with me. I'm not going to be anywhere that Denise doesn't think I'm going to be because I tell her where I'm going to be, and that's where I'm at. And every time I'm usually out somewhere, I'm making a video so she knows where I'm going to be at. Yeah, Johnny Smallpepper. I'm so boring. Let them listen. 99% of people were all boring that way. Yep. Miss Charlie says the same thing. Culver says my favorite side effect from the COVID shot is now I can read minds. Good for you, Culver.
Yeah, that's one reason, like on a lot of your new phones, you can't take the battery out because people were taking the batteries out so they couldn't be tracked.
Pickle and Peanut Butter 2566. Welcome to the chat. Sorry, I'm
Welcome.
2 minutes late saying hi to you. I'm behind on my chat like I usually am. You'll get to know that. But welcome to the chat. Everybody say hi to Pickle and Peanut Butter. That personally sounds like a disgusting combination to Rob, but hey, everybody to each his own. I'm more of a peanut butter and jelly kind of guy. Yeah, everybody's saying the same thing that who wants to. But I will tell you this, guys. We joke about being tracked and everything else. Like I say, I was a police officer for 10 years. I wound up arresting a guy who gave me a false name, and he had ID with that false name, and I booked him into jail under that false name. And back then, you couldn't put your fingerprint on a computer screen and it goes off and gets read electronically and comes back and verifies who that were. Back then, you put the fingerprints on the old cardboard fingerprint card like you see on the TV shows, and then that went off to the FBI database, and then somebody had to manually look at them or a computer had to scan them. Well, about 6 weeks after I arrested a guy, I was in our briefing room for 3 o'clock briefing to start my shift, and I'm back there with a whole room full of 15, 20 guys and 3 supervisors, and the front desk officer from day shift sticks his head in the room and goes, "Hey, Clark, yeah, there's an FBI agent up front that wants to talk to you." And I don't give a shit, guys, if you're wearing a uniform and you're a police officer. When somebody pokes their head in the room and says there's an FBI agent up front wants to see you, your ass puckers up. I will tell you that right now. It is not a good feeling when somebody says to you, the FBI is here to see you. And then of course, being all the mature guys we are, everybody in the room is like, "Ooh, Clark's in trouble."
Now, Danny, yeah, if even with the phone off, they could track you. Got to take the battery out. But anyways, Johnny Smallpepper says, tongue in cheek, he says, "I have nothing to worry about, Johnny. I tell you, there's nothing more exhilarating than getting pulled over by 4 sheriffs with their guns drawn and pointed at you. Believe me, I've been there."
Mark the Purr Gunner. I had to stop using Google for my porn. My inbox was filling up so fast I couldn't keep up with them. But look at the variety you're going to have, Mark. Yeah, there you go, Tim. Tim was at 120. Buick Wildcat. Buick Wildcat was a great car, especially if that was the GS. Tim with the 455 in it.
Hello, Super Collector.
Good evening, Super Collector. Yeah.
It's a long story, Johnny. Someday
says the same thing.
Fill you in.
Absolutely, Bill. Danny Boy says, "Mark, I bet you're happy you don't have dial-up." Yeah, remember the days of trying to look at porn with dial-up? That took forever.
Oh yeah, he's right. Siri, all that. Because I've had my Echo out of the blue start suggesting things to me. It's like, okay.
You guys don't understand. You need to embrace it. If you're thinking about having pizza one night, start speaking loudly about pizza for about 10 minutes and see how good the coupons are that pull up. You're like, "Hey, honey, we can get a pizza for $5 off if we order from Uber Eats, free delivery." There was one guy, he wasn't advertised on whatever this food site was, and he found his own business advertised on there for whatever his pizza was $5 off from his store through this delivery site. And he says, "What?" And so he ordered one, and the company called and paid him full price for the pizza. He used his card or whatever. The company called and paid him full price for his pizza. So he ordered about 5 more like that. And after that, he was making $5 on every sale on a pizza he was never making.
Because they used the coupon.
Well, the company that issued it, yes. Giving the coupon. The guy never gave the coupon. It was just the company gimmick to get people to buy. So they would pay him $27.99, and they would charge his card for $22.99. So he was making $5 on every pizza. He did that about 5 times before they stopped. But he said, "This is stupid."
Pickle and Peanut Butter, to answer that question, why aren't they preventing crime? If you start saying things they listen to about a politician, believe me, they'll be there.
Yeah, please, guys, we're all joking around and having a good time tonight, okay? But do not sit there in your room like Zach is talking about ordering pizza, guys. Don't be sitting there talking about your least favorite politician that you wouldn't mind putting a pew pew to or something
Talk
like
about
that.
Anybody else, they won't do it because
it won't be a friendly visit from the FBI like I had. It'll be a non-friendly visit. They were just there to ask me if I had any contact and if I knew where the guy was. They had a picture of it, and I said, "Yeah, that's the guy I arrested, but that's not his name." And they go, "Well, we found out that we ran his prints, and this is the guy's name, and he was wanted out of Chicago on a felony violent sexual battery." And of course, I had no way of knowing that back in the 80s and 90s before everything was computerized. But yeah, the FBI came by looking for this guy. He was on their most wanted list. And
I talked to the FBI back in the 70s because I was down at Oakland Induction Center going into the Marine Corps. And remember Alice's Restaurant? You ever watch that movie?
I've actually never seen that movie, Bill. I mean, I've heard the song, but I've never seen the movie.
It was an album than a movie. But anyways, he's going to jail because he's a litter. Well, when you fill out the paperwork, or in the old days, I don't know if it's still on there, it says, "Have you ever been convicted of a crime?" I put no, and under that it says reason. So I wrote in, "Never got caught." So I'm going, I'm in line with everybody else. All of a sudden, 2 MPs and 2 guys in suits walk up. "Mr. Crab, yeah, come with us." What the hell? So they take me into a room, they sit me down, and they're talking to me, and they go, "What did you do?" I go, "What are you talking about?" "Well, here you filled out the reason you've never been arrested. You never got caught." I said, "I was freaking joking. The FBI has no sense of humor on anything, people." It took me 45 minutes to make them realize I was freaking joking. Then it wasn't.
Yeah, I would imagine most federal organizations with 3 letters, Bill, probably do not have a sense of humor, sir.
No. Then it wasn't 20 minutes later. See, when you go into when you used to go to induction, they give you a sheet of paper, and there was 4 lines on the floor: red, green, yellow, and blue, if I remember right.
Nice, Scott.
Now, every other guy's paper said follow the green line. Mine said follow the red line. So we're going down this hallway, and the red line goes up these steps. I go up, and I walk into a room full of 500 naked girls. And the sergeant turns around, and she goes, "What the hell are you doing in here?" I said, "Paper said follow the red line." They gave me one for the wax. I'm very serious. It's the best day of my life.
I would say that would be a great day, Bill.
But it was so funny. They couldn't do anything because somebody handed, somehow that paper got mixed in. So.
Johnny, have a great night. Thanks for being here, buddy, and thank you for the super chat. Yep, there you go, Don. Let's go check Find Dogs. I grabbed my phone on Google, and Pet Finders was listed as a link before I even typed. Yeah, Zach. I don't want a smart refrigerator, guys. I don't need a refrigerator that's smarter than I am. Okay, I just don't. All right.
You think you don't, but I got a smart washer and dryer just because that was my option. I replace mine a lot because we use them a lot. It's real nice to look at your phone and know when your laundry load is done. I didn't get the next model up because it was $50 more, and I didn't figure I'd need the feature. But the freaking thing will text you when the load is done. I guess mine will too. It'll set off a notification. But the one better feature than that, it'll send you a text message. Your dryer is done. Your dry cycle has completed.
I didn't even know that was available, Zach.
It is available, and it's actually quite nice to have.
Culver says, getting a license for explosives is fun. The ATF investigators are very serious about their jobs. That is one agency. That is one agency in 10 years in law enforcement I never dealt with. I dealt with the DEA. I dealt with the FBI, but I never, ever dealt with I never had any kind of call that involved the ATF. How is Storm Debbie doing, Rob? Right now, Neil, it's kind of all around us. We haven't had any rain for a few hours. We had several bands go through today. We had some very heavy rain here today. We had our first band actually hit on Friday. It hit on Clearwater Beach. We had a wind gust go through that took everybody's like those 10 by 10 canopies and just upended those canopies and had them rolling down the beach. That cleared the beach out pretty quick. Wow, Jim Steele says, when I went in the Air Force, I had to give 4 references. All of them called me and asked why the FBI showed up at their doors. Yeah, guys, I've actually had federal agencies call me when
You didn't go for Bill.
when people were applying for federal jobs. I've had several federal agencies call me when somebody put me down as a reference. Of course, I don't know who wants to put me down as a reference, but oh my God, I'm down at the end of the chat, guys.
Wow.
There you go. Magnum Man says, my 70s fridge will outlive you. That there are a lot of 1970s fridge still working out in the garage right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's all my dryer does, Chop Sop, is when it's done, it buzzes. That's it. I don't need to get a text from the dryer. Go for Bill says, got to get up tomorrow, get a couple hours sleep. Go for Bill. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, buddy. I went over to your channel and gave you a sub today, too, and gave you a comment on one of your videos, sir.
Magnum Man says 5, not 54. If you're lucky, they'll make it 5 years. New ones.
Yeah, Neil, it's supposed to go about 100, about 80 to 100 miles north of us. If you guys look at a map of Florida, let me see if I can pull up.
But my grandmother on my father's side, I remember she had a, oh God, what's the brand? I can't think of the brand, but the refrigerator had the coils on top of it. They were round. And she had that thing for years. Finally it quit. She called a technician in. This old guy showed up. He must have been 90 years old, filled it with Freon, charged her $7.50 and left. Well, almost 20 years later, it needed servicing again. Same guy came out. Did it. A few years later, it needed it again. His son came out. But 3 times it cost her like less than $30 to have that old refrigerator serviced and fixed.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen today. All right, guys, I'm looking at this. We're looking at this thing.
Crosley, that's what it was. It was a Crosley refrigerator. Oh.
Okay, let me take a pen or pencil here.
Oh, it's been downgraded to a tropical storm.
It just got upgraded to a tropical storm. It's all right. Bill, can you see my pen on the screen right now?
Yeah, I can see the screen right now. Yeah.
No, my pen. Can you see the pen on the screen?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Crap, Rob. We thought even you would know that we can't see your pin on the screen.
Well, okay. All right. Okay, I'll use the mouse. Denise and I are right.
Hello.
Denise and I are right here, guys, just above Tampa Bay right here. So here's where we're at right here. Okay. Here's where it's expected to hit up here, what they call the Big Bend. It's in the curve. The Big Bend is the curve area of Florida. Okay. Charlie is way over here by this blue square. Okay. So Charlie's up top. We're down here, and this is supposed to split the difference. So if the line holds here, we're just going to get some wind here, and we're going to get some rain bands on the south side, which usually gets the west side, which usually gets some rain. But if it does turn into a Category 1, it's going to go up there, which is about the least populated area of Florida, guys, which is the only good thing I can say. That's the lowest populated area of Florida.
Rob, I have a question for you.
Fire away.
We were talking earlier about your ads and the thing listening to you and all that. And let me explain to you what I no. We can put that back up.
Oh.
Let me explain to you what I gathered from your search history off of that screen. Put it back up for me.
I'm getting there. I gotta pull the.
Thanks, Ed.
Okay, present, share screen. All right, is it back up?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
From your search history, I gather that you've been playing on AppMax and they're quite interested in the coins that you have been looking at. But if we look farther down on the screen, for some reason, you're really into women's shapewear and you have stopped by Petco.
That Temu comes up on almost all my things, and I do online puzzles a lot.
Rob,
and
you can deny this all you want, but let's look here. Coffee cup, yes, fits with Rob. Got a nice slogan. Women's shapewear, women's shapewear.
And that's a man. That's a man's outfit. And I've never looked at anything man's.
Hat, yes, falls into Rob. Women's shapewear. Rock, yes, falls into Rob. It's got all your hot topics up there.
What am I supposed to say? Mystic says girdle hunting. Okie dokie.
But that is pretty much right in between you.
But yeah, if you check a silver coin, that silver coin stays on my feed for weeks.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, Miss Lisa thought that was pretty funny, Zaxxon.
Most people did. They're just not responding. Huh?
Is Mr. Tones here today?
Everything's
Yeah,
listening.
who's in there?
Good evening, Bad Idea Lab. Joe, welcome.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, Miss Charlie says we can't see the mouse. Mystic says, I can see my house, LOL. Wow, Miss Diana knows where Otter Creek and Bronson is. Wow, Miss Mercury, nobody outside the state of Florida knows where those little hidey hole places are.
Not a clue.
There's some Florida. Those
visit.
are some good old boy Florida redneck cracker locations right there. Otter
You
I
Creek.
want to swamp water, Florida.
You should probably tell Charlie that a hurricane's coming his way, because I seriously doubt he knows.
I did. When I talked to him tonight, I said, Charlie, do you know a major storm's coming your way? Yes, I am aware of it this time. He says, but we understand it's coming to your way. I go, Charlie, I don't know if it was like 10 hours since the last time you checked the computer, but they've updated that. It's heading more to the west, sir.
He sold himself out by saying we understand. That means Dow's explained to him that she thinks it's going closer to you.
Good evening, Sheldon. That's right. There you go, Magna Man. Rob, own it and be proud. That's right. I look at women's underwear. Thank you, Miss Lisa. I went to Christmas in the Creek in Otter Creek. LOL. Yeah, Otter Creek, guys, is you got to go way off the main highway west towards the water. And I guarantee if you get back in that area, you're going to hear banjo music playing, folks. And Bronson, that's where all the people that are Florida crackers and their family that used to live in this area moved up to Bronson, because Bronson is Florida 30 years ago, still up in Bronson. So I had a girlfriend in high school that was a total redneck farmer, and her parents sold their acreage here and moved 80 miles north with their hay farm because they thought this area was becoming too citified and too Yankee eyes for them. So good evening, Toe. Welcome.
Hello, Toe.
Ski Searcher. Good evening, Ski Searcher. Wow, we got a lot of people here tonight. How many we got? We got 6. How many? Oh, I got to update my screen. We have got 68 watching with 69 thumbs up. Thank you, good people. We get to 75 thumbs up. We're giving away big silver tonight, guys.
Nice.
No, I hadn't heard that, Tin Man. I didn't know anything about that one. Yeah, Pickle. Zaxxon lives out there in California. He sends me pictures of the freaking thermometer all the time.
Today wasn't so bad. It was only 114.
That's just crazy, guys. That's as Denise and I say, that's just crazy talk. Okay.
I say the same thing when people talk about temperatures in the negatives. That's not fit for humans.
Well, I will tell you now, Zach, I can handle 114 better than I can handle 14. Okay.
If it's under 30, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm
going.
I mean, when Jeremy comes on the Sunday stream and he jokes about us coming back when I took him to this one beach he'd never been to show him the area, and like a storm brew up, and it dropped down to about 72, and he wanted to drive with the windows open. I put the heat on my side of the car because I was cold. Martin says, hit the like button. I know I've hit the like button, guys. Miss Lisa said it was 90 up there in Michigan today. Well, Bill, let me get a cup of coffee, and we will. I will get. There's about 6 or 7 names in here that I don't have in the race, and we'll get a race organized.
Okay.
Have you got any detecting done, Bill? I know you haven't been at your house.
A bit too damn hot. I'm going to try to get up Monday morning. It's supposed to be, I think, 68 degrees about 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's the same with me with my off-roading and desert exploring. It's too hot. I got to hibernate.
Too hot. Yeah. Like here, it's only been like high 80s, low 90s, but the humidity's been the same. So and no breezes, no nothing. So you just get heat, sweat. Tim, man, that sounds about right. That's your tax dollars at work. Wrong people, wrong place. What did they do this weekend, Miss Charlie? Just stayed in. It was just too flipping hot out. When it's high heat and humidity in the morning, the insect population likes to swarm you.
What's an insect?
Oh, now you went out. All right. Go on, little one. Go on.
Rob went to get some coffee, as I should be.
Go grab some.
Now, my turn to go get some coffee.
And Denise is already in bed, so I have to get my own coffee.
Oh,
I know. It's rough out here. Zach, I got up to get my coffee, and it's already 11 o'clock. Where the hell did that hour and 15 minutes go? You know why it went fast, guys? Because you guys are a great interactive chat. So thank you very much. It's been a fun chat. You guys have done some great participation tonight. So everybody gets their participation trophy tonight.
oh, do we get that little star by our name, Rob?
Thank you. Mystic says, "Oh, the horror." All right, let me pull up 2 screens here.
Captain Vic, hello.
Evening, Captain Vic. All righty, we got that race pulled up. So let me go to the Saturday night stream and go to participants. If you are new to the chat, folks, and you're lurking in the room, please make sure you leave a comment so you show up in the participants list so I can make sure to get you in the races.
I hear you, Miss Charlie. Exactly.
Mr. Minnick says he's got a silver certificate, I guess, for DAL in a race.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you.
Silver certificate. Wow.
Nice.
All right, well, let me make sure we get everybody in here then, please. Little Penny Coins is in the room. Welcome, Little Penny Coins.
Taiki, come here. No, come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Just come here.
I heard that little meow.
Yeah, this is a rescue. This is Tyke. He's our crazy cat. Huh, buddy? And I don't want to look at anybody. I'm gonna go back out.
Let's get pickle and peanut butter in here.
No, don't go into the cabinet. That's too short even for you. Tyke, Tyke, get out of there. Come on. No. Thank you.
Okay, let's make sure we got.
Casper, hello. If you want him, we'll mail him to you. He's up for adoption, Miss Charlie. Traveling hobbyist, hello.
Good evening, traveling hobbyist.
I think if Rob received a cat in the box in the mail, Denise would finish Rob's existence for us, and we would no longer have a Sunday.
Oh no, a cat. She'd love a cat.
Here's the deal. She's got her two here in the house, and her and the neighbor lady, Christy, the girl that cuts my hair, they've both adopted another cat that they call Princess. So both Christy and Denise feed her outside, and then there's an orange tabby that just showed up that said, "Hey, I'm going to get into this nightly cat treat thing at 5 o'clock." So she has showed up with the other cat. So now at 5 o'clock, we have two cats waiting outside our garage door for their nightly nummies. So that gives a total of 4 that Denise is now feeding, and I think she's at her limit right now.
How do you think your inside cats feel about these outside cats that get to go outside getting the same treats?
We're not telling them. We're not telling them.
Oh, they smell that treat going to the door every day at 5.
All right, guys, there's a few names we didn't have in here. Traveling hobbyists.
We treat them all the time, Scott. Then we bring them in, have them neutered, checked out, clip their ears so they know that they've been fixed and all that. Either home them out, or if they can't take it in the house, let them back outside.
The thing is, an outside cat's a great thing to have for mice, bugs, all that. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, even Denise's inside cats bring us a lizard every now and then.
Yeah.
Hello, Jason Miner. My mom
Miss
hates
Leanne Crawford is here. Good evening, Miss Leanne.
Hi,
certain
Leanne.
time of year we get all those little tiny baby lizards, and
Hi, Mary.
it's my mom's mission in life not to let those things in the house. Hello, Northern Found.
All right, we got Northern Found in there already. Magna Man's in there. All right, let's see if we got
Grandma Kelly, if they don't want to, what you can do is you can buy little cat houses that have heating pads in them now to keep them warm during the winter.
That's what the lady does across the street.
Yep. We've got one out front, one out back.
A lady buys a heating pad for a cat in Florida.
It gets chilly here sometimes.
Yeah, it gets below 70.
Yeah, it gets in the 60s sometimes.
It's a cat. The one I love to hear is the people driving through here. You know, they got an air conditioning problem or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. And whether or not I diagnose them, not everything can be fixed or whatever. Or even if I can't, I've got an air conditioning problem. I'm sorry, I can't do anything or whatever. Well, I'm traveling with pets, so I can't magically make your AC work because you have a dog in the car.
But there's people serious about those pets, Zaxon.
Oh, they're beyond. They are so serious that pet parents are so serious. That's one of the things I use my filter on, because it can only be allocated to a couple of things. Otherwise, it just goes in overload. It's working.
Now, see, there's a cool cat named Dillinger.
Pet parents are one of the ones that I use my filter for.
There you go, Grandma Kay. That's right. It gets lower than the 60s sometimes, Diana. Alrighty, guys. We're going to start off tonight with a silver dime and a 3 Men in a Tub sticker. And then we can run bills. And then who was doing the silver certificate for DAL, Bill?
That was Mr. Minix.
Yes,
Mr.
it was.
Minix, thank you
Right.
very much.
Thank you, Mr. Minix. Dillinger's the dog's is stuck on you.
Oh, it's a dog. Okay. And Mr. Minix is offering a silver certificate, guys. That is a nice prize, guys.
But that is not on
silver-
this race, or that's on a different race.
No, let's do that now. We'll do these two prizes, and then we'll do Bill's race, and then we'll check to see if we got over 75. And before the night's over, we'll do a 40% silver half.
I believe we're over 75.
Shuffle. 3, 2,
We are
1.
we are exactly 75 likes.
Boom. We're there then.
Yeah, Paul. I mean, I get it. And then some of the empty nesters, you know, they have their pets are their kids. My brother sells cars for a living. One lady was arguing with him or talking to him. She wanted to buy a Ford Escape, and one of the deal breakers was there was no rear AC in the car. And the way he sold this car is he says, I actually own a Ford Escape, and my kids sit back there. They seem to be all right.
Yeah, Zach, it's important to these people.
It is very important.
That Mercedes actually has rear vents. You know, you guys laugh about my 20-year-old Mercedes, but it's the nicest car I've ever owned. I've never spent a lot of money on cars. I detest a car payment. Yeah, it's actually you can actually turn the vents on behind the console that blow for the rear passengers.
Yeah.
I know modern cars have that now, but that Mercedes is coming up on 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of things now that modern cars have that 2020 cars have, but Mercedes had them back in 05.
My 99 Durango had the air conditioning in the back for the passengers.
I went to go hide my keys in the gas cap one time when I went to go park, and I didn't want the keys at the beach, and I couldn't get the gas cap latch open. And I realized when you hit the key fob on the Mercedes, when you lock the car, it locks the gas cap door.
Did you realize this before or after you put your keys in there?
No, I realized it before, okay? Yeah, I would have looked pretty stupid then, Zach, okay?
I was just wondering if this situation actually happened. You're good
No,
at
I realized it because I couldn't. I locked the car, and then I was standing there at the thing, and I went to go hit the door, and the door wouldn't open. And I realized it locks. Alrighty, guys, we had our 18-second fade. Here comes a whole bunch of. Who's there? Oh, Michael Land's coming up. Keep digging is fading. We have the Jen show coming up. Who's it going to be the last 4 seconds? Dark Knight. Is it going to be Larry Downey? Oh, we haven't seen Larry. All right. Well, Marty left early.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. The Jen show hasn't been here tonight that we know of. Oh, Stuck on You was here earlier. Are they still here? They are. So if nobody's in front of Stuck on You, Dark Knight Detectors hasn't been here. Jared Flying Arrow hasn't been here.
No.
Jonathan Smelko hasn't been here tonight. Texas Donna hasn't been here tonight. So, Stuck on You Magna Fishing. Make a comment, and this is going to be yours. Boom, I'm here, he says. Stuck on You.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Stuck on You. I will put my email up right now to send me your address. I believe you're a first-time winner. There is my email, flthunder@me.com, and we will scroll down to see who is DAL with 272 names in here. Okay, excuse me, 268. 717 Orlando. Was he here earlier?
Yes,
he was here earlier.
Orlando, you still here?
If you're in the bottom 5, also comment so that we can move through the list and get
Tin Man was here earlier. Is he still here?
Tin Man was here. Shop is here, or was. So
all right. Well, we'll give Tin Man 30 seconds to pop up.
Or Orlando.
Or Orlando. Yep, either one.
Shop's here for sure.
Okay.
Tin Man's here. Sorry, Chop. 717, are you still here?
Orlando, speak up. Guess not.
Orlando's got 15 more seconds.
I call it for 10 man.
All righty, guys. 10-man Madden Fishing gets DAL.
10 man, congrats, Mr. Minix. Can you put your email up there for 10 man to email you for the silver certificate? Pretty sure they know each other anyway, kind of.
So that's 2 magnet fishers that won that race tonight. That is awesome.
Yep.
Phil Leo. Read what Phil Leo put, Rob.
Oh, God.
Wow, Stuck on You's already sent the email.
Nice. Rob, read what Phil Leo put. I would have expected that from Shannon or BC, but
yeah, definitely from Shannon. Yes, that's a great joke, Phil. Yeah, that goes along with the joke we were all pumping Ethel until Ethel got pissed and left. So, thank you, Stuck on You. I will get that out. But yeah, I think Stuck on You is a first-time winner here. So that's awesome, guys. It's always great having winners we haven't had for a while. Oh my God, Don! I remember I haven't heard the Little Willie song in years. Years.
I don't think I ever heard it.
When we get off the stream tonight, type in Little Willie.
I don't have time. I'm going on another call when we get off.
Thank you, Torchy.
Torchy just comes in.
Thank you, Torchy. Thank you very, very much, Torchy. That's
nice.
very kind of you. And guys, I know it's only August, but I might as well throw it out there. Charlie and I, of course, hopefully Mr. Charlie will be way back by the Christmas time. We are planning another big Christmas live stream extravaganza where we hope to give 30 prizes away, guys, and we're going to have some good prizes. So anybody that wants to donate, start letting me know through email or Facebook PM or text message if you have my number. And we're going to start. We're going to start getting that. Don says it just popped into my head. Wow, Magna Man, even though that was by the band Sweet. I don't remember the band Sweet, but I do remember the band Oxygen. They had one good song that I liked.
You guys know how there's one song that if somebody mentions it, says a couple of lines out of it or something like that, it gets stuck in your head for hours, days, or possibly weeks? I know what that song is to Relic Reaper.
Which one?
Oh.
Get down on it. Get down on it. And he's already pissed off because now it's going to be stuck in his head. What you going to do if you really don't want to dance?
Guys, you guys have been a great crowd tonight. Great chat. We've got 67 still in the room. This is awesome, guys. Pickle and Peanut Butter, we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Hope to see you back here tomorrow morning or next weekend. We do this at 9 a.m. in the morning, too. It's a little more family-friendly Sunday morning.
Yeah, get all your own. Get up.
Baby shark. Baby shark.
You know what? This is a first for me. I have seen that cup, the same coffee cup as mine, in Bill's background for the entire time I've ever watched his stream. This is the first time I've seen him drink from it.
That's where he keeps the hooch at there, Zach.
Whatever works for him.
Oh, Radiohead. Yeah, there you go. Angie says, I keep humming the Boy George song. They do. Songs get in your head. Neil, that's awesome, sir. Thank you very much, Neil.
All right, Neil.
Magna Man, you know what? That's not even funny. That's accurate. I can't tell you how many times I'm standing there in the kitchen and I'm like, why the hell did I come in here? Or you go into the bedroom to get something, you're like, what did I come in here for? So yeah, it's funny, but it's not funny, Magna Man. You're exactly right. Oh, Traveling hobbyist. I like your new alien logo. I don't remember that from before, but I like it. Wow, Torchy says when we first went Magnavishing, we had to go back when the tide was low. Yeah, I've lost 2 magnets, guys, and one of them wasn't even mine. I borrowed it from the neighbor kid, so I had to buy him a new magnet.
Did you get at least more than one throw on it, or was that a 1 throw or 2?
It was within the first half hour, I can tell you that. And I'll tell you what I did, Zach. I had the end of the rope attached to a little round pool ring. And I'm going to tell this story, and nobody's going to be surprised at this story. I was on a dock. I was on a floating dock where this small boat came in, like a little 17-footer, and this girl got off this boat. This teenage girl got off this boat in the skimpiest bikini, and she went strutting off that boat. At the same time she got off the boat, I threw the magnet, and then I turned around and was looking at her, and I didn't hold on to the ring. And I remember turning my head as I saw that round ring go past my eyes, and it just sailed right into the water after the magnet and sunk. And that was the end of that magnet, Zach. Never got that magnet back.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah, I knew that story would surprise nobody.
And then the reaction after you watch your magnet and your rope fly away, you'd stand at the dock for about 30 seconds and pick up your bucket and head towards your car and hope that nobody on the beach or surrounding areas was watching you.
I even came back, Zach. I even came back with my fishing rod like the next day, and at the end of the fish, Florida Knox, what the hell are you doing up at 11:23? He must not be working tomorrow.
Well, Florida.
This is like the middle of the night for Mr. Dalton. Thank you, Dalton. Now, Dalton and I live in the same county, but Dalton is as far inland in the county, whereas Denise and I are right on the Gulf of Mexico, and Mr. Dalton's 30 miles east of us in the same county. So he is very much inland. So thank you very much, Dalton. Yeah, I know, Wendy. I know I'm supposed to tie it off, but a lot of stuff does happen to Rob William. But thanks for popping in tonight, Mr. Dalton. Troy and I haven't seen him in a while. He's got a lot of things going on with becoming a dad-to-be, getting the kids' room ready. So,
is it his first kid?
It's their first kid, yes.
Oh, the first ones are so special.
Yeah, I don't want to say they're still newlyweds because they've been married for a year, but they're still a young couple, and things are fun and exciting for them.
Just say that in about 6 months at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he would mind me telling this because he allowed me to announce it on a live stream that they were having a child and that they had just found out it was a boy. Dalton's wife works for a very big conglomerate company, and her company is giving her. Did he tell me was it 7 months? She's paid maternity leave. And then
see, that's nice, but you want to hear a crock and bowl story that I heard that's true? In Germany, when you have a kid, the law stipulates that you get 2 years paid maternity leave, and it is for the husband or wife, not both at the same time. So the wife can take the first year off with the baby, and then the husband can take the second year off with the baby.
European laws for childcare are way different than they're here. But anyway, Dalton's company's given him like almost 2 months off, so basically almost the first 9 months of the child's life, there'll be one of the two parents can be there with them. So I think that's awesome for them guys. So that's great.
Magna Man, he doesn't have a Tesla, but he has the cap and stock.
Yes. I am a stockholder. I am a big fan, and I just wish he would quit saying. I love Elon Musk. I think he's a brilliant mind, but he's got to quit saying. He just does so many controversial things that sometimes he's a Menardo and he sticks his foot in his mouth. But yeah, I'm hoping Magna Man within. My goal is by my 65th birthday to have a Tesla. Yeah. Yeah, Grandma Kelly, your European countries, especially your Western European countries, are way more advanced than us when it comes to stuff like childcare and healthcare. Dalton says he gets 12 weeks. Okay, so he gets 3 months. Okay, I thought it was 2 months. He gets 3 months. That's awesome. Now, Grandma Kelly, if you're still breastfeeding your child at 5 years old, I want to be that kid, okay? Oh yeah, Don, it hasn't been a good 30 days for the stock. Yeah. There's a guy that made the movie Where to Invade Next. It was very informative as to some of the stuff that other nations have. Yeah. Yeah, we'd like to consider ourselves the greatest nation on earth, and I think political wise and human rights wise we probably are, but that doesn't mean that we're the best when it comes to child care or maternity care or health care.
Or pretty much anything else, but that's okay.
Yeah, there you go, Grandma Kelly. Thanks. Jake Paul says, ooh. Nice booby pictures, Jay Paul. That's awesome, sir. Is he going to create an electric cow, or would that be a new form of electric lawnmower? Yeah. Yeah, he got so pissed off at Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, he moved all his companies to Texas. And we're not here to get into politics, guys. I'm just saying that that's what he did. So, anyway, Bill, it's 11:29. Do you want to run that race for that beautiful copper round that you offered?
Yes, I do, Rob. And this will be U.S. only. Sorry, people, shipping it to Canada or overseas is too expensive.
Yeah, guys, a copper round weighs way more than an ounce. So to ship that, that's why I give away $50, because I can still ship them for under an ounce, guys. When you get into copper rounds that actually weigh an ounce, when you put it in the envelope or the padded package, it makes it more. So then you have to pay, it's probably $5, $6, $7 to ship that. So,
yeah.
That's exactly right.
Way more overseas and way more in Canada. So sorry if you're from Canada, we'll figure out something else.
I didn't know that. Troy went over to Polk County and hunted with Grony yesterday, Rob. They had a pretty good day. Well, that's why I couldn't get a hold of the slob, because he forgot his phone.
Ah.
Well, good for them. Yeah. Yeah, Torchy, if you think mail is expensive here, it's definitely expensive in California. In Canada.
Oh, way expensive in Canada.
Yeah, Magna Man, I appreciate that, sir. I didn't want you spending that kind of money to ship me that, but thank you very much. I will ship you out something nice, Magna Man. Much appreciated. All right, guys, let's set up the race.
Yep.
Race again. Shuffle characters once. Shuffle characters twice. Guys, this is for that beautiful Eagle copper round that Bill has. Absolutely stunning round. 3, 2, 1. There it is.
Yep.
Just beautiful, guys. 268 ducks in our duck pond. That is one busy duck pond.
Yeah, and the rates are going up next month too. Across the board again.
When I first started eBay, Denise and I first started eBay about 25 years ago, Bill, it was $3.85 for a priority mail DVD to ship out a DVD, and it was something like $2.34 for a media mail. And now just the media mail is like $4.50.
Yeah, now you can't do the media mail into Canada anymore.
And I used to sell empty DVD cases. I had a supplier that was getting me empty DVD cases for like $0.10 a piece, and I was selling them by a box. I was selling them to video stores and stuff, and people that collected DVDs. I was selling them in a box with a case for 100 blank DVD cases. And I wound up getting one returned to me and said, unable to ship, didn't pay enough. So I took it in the post office, and the guy says, well, what's in your media mail? I said, they're DVD cases. And the guy goes, does it have a movie inside of it? I go, no. And he goes, you can't ship that media. I go, what do you mean you can't ship media? It's a media case. He goes, but it doesn't contain media in it, and they would not let me ship them. So as soon as they wouldn't let me ship them for media bill, I had to stop selling them because I couldn't make any money being charged priority mail rates for that box.
Yeah.
I should have put one DVD inside of one and said, yeah, it's got DVD in it. Alrighty, guys, 22 seconds. We're coming up on the 19-second fade right there. Sean Webb's going back from Wyomama. Joe, the Bad Idea Lab's up there. Night Heart's up there with the beautiful unicorn. Here comes Marty V. Here comes Brockton. Marty's way out there. Is Marty going to be able to hold it? Nope. Here comes Ficus and Toast. And Mr. Gold Panty Jocko, it's going to be Ficus. We have not.
All right. If you are in the top 5, please comment. We know Jim Steele is here. We are looking for
Jim's here. Yep.
And Brockton Magnet Fisher. One of you guys are here. Let's comment.
I don't think
we haven't seen Brockton tonight.
No. I don't think we've seen Ficus and Toast tonight, have we?
No.
They're usually a morning person.
Yeah.
Brockton might be lurking. He lurks a lot, but Ficus and Toast, I think, is usually a Sunday morning.
All right, Brockton, you got 30 seconds, either Brockton or Ficus, and if it's not that, it's going to go to Mr. Jim Steele, who never wins.
Yes, it is.
Well, no, Jim Steele was on Bill's show on Tuesday. He said he was foregoing his next 3 wins. So
I didn't have a stream Tuesday.
I was going to say, we could believe you on that, Zach, but Mr. Bill didn't have a stream Tuesday night.
That's what I saw.
Okay. Oh.
Well, Jim, congratulations.
Congrats, Jim Steele.
And I think I have your address, but just send me to my email, Jim, because not positive on that.
I would like us to take just a second and congratulate Angie and Rick on their 749 consecutive duck race without a win.
It'll happen, Angie and Rick, because trust me, Jim Steele was here for a long time without a win. And when he finally got that first one, it opened up the floodgates. So, alrighty, guys, let me see what we're at. Let me refresh my screen. And we are at 82 good thumbs up. Thank you, wonderful people. Alrighty, have you ever lost a piece of equipment while treasure hunting? I am among the 43% of people that said yes to that. So I gave my yes, but there's the end of the poll, guys. Thank you all for participating. We had 108 votes. Absolutely, Mr. Dalton. I am so looking forward to football season, buddy. Absolutely. All righty, guys, we're going to do our last race of the night because Mr. Rob still has to build 2 duck races for tomorrow. So we're going to give away a 40% silver half.
Mark C wants to know if anyone's heard from Mona. I have not. I don't think I've seen her.
No, me neither. All righty, guys, let's hit the shuffle button. Miss Charlie says, go Seahawks. Angie and Rick says, everything I win right now goes towards our giveaway this month. Awesome, Angie and Rick. Oh, Torchy said she commented on my short today. She's good. So there you go, Zach. That's good to know.
Excuse me.
All righty, guys. Shuffle characters. Shuffle characters. This is going to be for a silver half, and we're going to throw in a sticker. So 3, 2, 1, our final duck race of the night. Dalton, I'm going to assume that you have the day off tomorrow, sir. Tom Kingery sitting there letting us know. Good luck, good luck, good luck for Mr. Charlie. Tim Man asks, has anybody heard from Don the Metal Detective? Or Dawn the Metal Detective? No, I haven't seen her around lately either, Tin Man. But then again, my favorite channel hasn't been on in 6 months, so I'm just a happy guy. He who shall not be mentioned, Bill. I.e. Voldemort. I don't know who came up with that name, but that's a great name for a bad guy, Voldemort. We had a Harry Potter question in our oh, Zaxon's on the phone. Guys didn't ask me about trivia Tuesday night.
Well, Bill, I said it before. I'll say it again. It ain't easy being greasy.
You got another job to go do?
I put that one off till the morning.
Okay.
I'm going to do one right now, but by the time I'm done with this one, I'm going to be running like a 16.
Alrighty, guys. We had the 18-second fade. Olin Borden's up there. Moon over Miami. Here comes Scott McClory. Captain Vic. Expressions of the Outdoors. Uncle Beep. It's going to be a nose-to-nose finish here, guys. Nash Landings. Here comes Swamp Dog. Boom. Alrighty, guys. We got Swamp Dog first. Nash Landing second.
If you're in the top 5, please comment.
Dalton says, yes, sir. He's off. He starts my new job in a week. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to call Dalton about that. I didn't know he had a new job coming up. Phil Leo says, congrats. All right. Hattie Jack hasn't been here. Keegan hasn't been here. Pat Paul wasn't here tonight. Neither was Arky. So is Nash here tonight?
I don't think so.
Alrighty, like Zach said, if you're in that top 7 or 8, guys, let us know you're here. We know Scott McClory's here.
He was here. He's got a history.
Now I see his wrench. I see his wrench right there, guys.
I don't see him.
He says, I don't want to get McClory. Good for you, Scott.
Paul Casper, bless you, Zaxon. All right, if you are above Scott McClory, you need to comment Arky's Treasures, Adventures with Papa, Keegan, Hattie Jack, Nash Landing, Swamp Dog. Otherwise, it will be going to Scott.
And he's here to collect it, so that is awesome, guys.
Yes, it is. Oh, Keegan just chimed in.
Oh, Keegan's here. Okay. Sorry, Scott.
You got McClory again.
Well, he was here, though. Keegan is here. Fantastic, guys. It's going to go to Keegan.
Sorry, Scott.
But hey, he was here. He was here to accept a win that he would have had.
He would have.
So he didn't technically get McClory. He just a person above him was here. Keegan, I'm going to
wants to give it to Scott.
He does?
It's what he posted.
Keegan, that's yours for the win, sir.
Yeah, you want it fair and square, Keegan. Do you want it or do you want it to go to Scott?
Let us know why Gold says Scott can't get a breaks.
Well, it looks like Keegan might be giving him one. Keegan says, give it to Scott, please.
Okay.
Once again at 8:40. Okay, Scott McClory, you got that one.
Keegan, I'll send you out some tub stickers, sir.
Why are you going to do that to him, Rob? It was nice.
Okay, well, then I'll send him some other stickers if he doesn't want the tub stickers. You guys are, Torchy. It's a great community. And it's been so fun tonight, guys, is you guys have been so interactive. I will tell you right now, this tonight's chat was one of the most interactive, participating chats I've been in a long time, and I want to thank everybody. And when I say what I'm about ready to say, I do not mean Mr. Zaxxon, who occasionally gets a phone call because he's on call and work. But I will tell you this, and we're going to talk about this a bit more tomorrow, but I'm going to leave with this tonight. Guys, I was in 2 live streams, or I went and visited 2 live streams this week where they had 3 or 4 or 5 people up on the panel. And the entire time I was in both these different live streams, one of the people on the panel did nothing but text on his phone. Didn't participate in the panel, didn't even look up at the camera. No, not you, Zach. I'm not talking about you at all. And it was not any streams that you were even in. When you're on the phone or you're doing something, I know it's work related, but when somebody has you up as a guest host and you spend the entire time on your phone staring down and you don't even look up the camera, you don't participate in the chat, you don't add anything to the chat, don't even bother being there. Okay? Because I think it's rude. I think it's rude to the host that's running the chat. I think it's rude to the people that are the viewers that are commenting on the chat, that are participating. I mean, look at all the great comments we had that people are following along with the conversation we had tonight, whether it be Tesla, whether it be AI, or whether it be your refrigerator talking to you, or Bluetooth knows where you're at, ads you get. We had a diverse conversation tonight, guys. Everybody was respectful. It was great. And everybody participated, and that was awesome. So, guys, if you're going to be in somebody's stream and you're just going to sit on your phone for an hour and not participate, that will never happen in one of my streams. I will tell you that right now. But nobody's ever done that because we've had respectful people up in our streams, and I think it will stay that way.
It's like going out to eat with someone who stares at their phone the entire time.
Yes, and I'll tell you something. I get pissed off at people in the line at bank, that they're on their phone, and when they get up to the teller, they're like, "Excuse me, no. There's a whole line of people behind you. That teller's a professional. The lady that checks your groceries at the thing. Be courteous, be respectful, hang up your phone or get off the phone, and give your attention to the person's. Don't hold up everybody behind you or think that you're so important that you don't need to that you just snub the person that's waiting on you. Okay, like Zaxxon said, that's just rude. Okay. So,
Mystic Librarian's explaining why he paid so much attention today.
We can do more girdles and boobies. Girdles and boobies are a good thing. So
yeah, well said, Rob. Scott McClure says, "Well said." I agree. Well said.
Yeah, stuck on you. Yeah,
I am working. I'm getting sent pictures of people's broken cars.
Yeah, and I got no problem with that, Zach. We know we know right off the bat you're in your work shirt. We know right off the bat that you're on call. You're self-employed, and that's different than somebody who's hanging out in their man cave, on a Wednesday night or Thursday night or whatever at 10 o'clock at night. They're not on call. They're just.
No.
And if you want to look at pictures on your phone, that's fine. Just click off the stream and let somebody else take your place. It's going to be more active on the stream. I've never had to worry about that, guys, because everybody on the stream, hosts or viewers, everybody's so interactive. And I think this is one of the best interactive streams we've had in a long time tonight. And I want to
we got a good question to end the show off with.
That is a good question. What scale measures the hardness of minerals? I'm waiting for this.
Somebody knows.
Miss Fairy Dust is here. Good evening, Bernie.
Hello, Fairy.
All right, Phil, let us know. It's not going to be the Richter scale.
No.
Thank you, Chop Shop. You guys were great tonight. This chat was great tonight because you guys interacted with Phil and Zaxxon and I. Evening, Paul Casper.
Tom Scott McClure is the only one who's come up with a real answer so far. The Mohs scale. Minix says Rockwell scale. I think Minix is right. I've heard it before.
Phil Leo says the Mohs
scale.
The Mohs scale. Yeah, I've never even heard of that. But I will tell you right now about one of the things I'm ignorant in a lot of categories, including marbles and bottles. But you put rocks up there, I know zippo about rocks. Okay? Dalton says it's Saturday night bourbon night. There you go, sir. Oh, no, Mark, see, Denise and I do that all the time. If we go to Outback or Roadhouse or someplace like that and it's 7:30 and there's an hour, 45-minute wait, and you can get a table at the bar or a bar table, and they can seat you immediately. Denise and I do that all the time, especially if it's a football night, because then we can watch football at the bar while we're eating dinner. So yeah, Mark, Denise and I are used to doing that, and we would rather sit at the bar than wait 45 minutes for a table.
I wouldn't do either.
Well, you're not a going out to eat guy. Of course, and again, Zach, I would hate to take your entire brood out for a dinner.
Well, no, I don't drink anymore either, so hanging around with the drunks wouldn't really do it for me. I don't like smelling it.
Oh, well, I don't mind sitting at the bar, like at a place like an Outback or something like that. I don't have any problem with that. I'm not going to go hang out at a bar. All righty, guys. We're going to wrap this up tonight. Rob's got to build 2 races for tomorrow's stream and try and get some sleep tonight. So, Zach and Bill, thank you so much. It's been a great stream.
It was a great stream, everybody in chat.
Thank you to the 69, 70 people here tonight. You guys were great. I hope we have this interactive of a chat tomorrow. Thank you all very much. And we will see all you good people in the morning. Bill,
right, everybody in chat.
Bill and Mr. Minix, go ahead. Bill, you're muted.
Remember to post the link in the morning so I can come up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll do that, Bill. All righty, guys. We'll see you in the morning. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
Later, everybody.